What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with HD Toys, and welcome back to another video. I am so sorry it has taken me so long to get another video out, but realistically, there just hasn't been much for me to review as of late. Everything I do end up finding has been out for months already, and I know, like, when I put out older figure reviews, that you guys tend to not really want to watch them anyway, since my channel is so small. But I did happen to run across these at my local Walmart just the other day, actually. So this is wave 2 of the Hasbro Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Automorphers. So in this wave you have Tommy the Green Ranger, Trini the Yellow Ranger, Kimberly the Ranger Slayer from the Boom Studio Comics, and then Tommy the White Ranger. I really thought Ninja was going to be a part of this wave, but I guess he ended up being the Walmart Collectors Summer Exclusive or whatever it is. But as you can see, it is in the same style packaging as the Wave 1. You have a very reminiscent, I guess, retro style carding. Not exactly like Bandai's. I'm pretty sure they don't have the rights to it. You have the figures in this line. You have Ranger Slayer, Tommy White, Tommy Green, Trini Yellow, Retro Morphin Power Rangers. It's Morphin Time logo. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo, your legalese. But yeah, same basic packaging across all the figures, so nothing really here to say except for each one has their individual pictures in the corner. So without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and crack these guys open and see how cool they actually are? Alright guys, so you're probably going to have to forgive my picture and sound quality on my next few videos. My Canon camera took a crap on me while filming the intro to this with the, boxes and whatnot, and I don't know, it became a hot mess. But anyway, so now I'm forced to film with my cell phone, so the picture quality and the sound quality might be down a little bit, but nevertheless, let's jump into this review. And yeah, here we are, wave 2 of the Hasbro Automorphin Retro series. Obviously, just like the first wave, these guys are a bit fatter than the original releases. I'm gonna go ahead and assume, as I mentioned in the first videos, that there's probably like a rights issue to the original body mold that Bandai still holds, or Saban, I don't know, somebody I would assume still holds it, because otherwise why not just reproduce it instead of making a whole new mold. But that's neither here nor there. We have these now, and these are only priced at $9.99 each. They are Walmart exclusives, unlike what Bandai tried to do a few years back by releasing their version of the retro figures. But those are I think like $20 or $25, something crazy, to the point to where I didn't want to do it. But these are $9.99, under $10, just a little bit over $10 depending on the tax in your areas, and they're not bad. I wouldn't say they are very collector grade friendly, but they are geared towards the hardcore Mighty Morphin collectors who want every single thing they have. But you have your basic body mold for all the figures in this line. They're all the same. The only things that are different are the paint applications and their accessories that they come with, and most notably their head sculpt. So this is the Trini head sculpt. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best, but I'm probably gonna say it's the worst. It almost looks like a man at certain angles. It's not the best, and just like the other wave, to morph it, you just press back there and it morphs right into the helmet head sculpt, which doesn't look too bad actually. So this one does come with the daggers right here. So, and then for whatever reason, you can port them together just like the lance. In fact, I think these basically are just like a reuse of the lance almost, just slightly different in certain areas right here. But the base part right here is the same thing as the Blue Ranger's lance, but you can combine them if that's what you want to do. If not, they come in a solid yellow plastic mold. She also comes with her standard Power Blaster in a white plastic, so that can just holster in like so, or vice versa. They have slots for either way you want them. Not sure why, but they do. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into articulation for this one because they are all the same across the board. And then after that, I'll go into details of all the other ones. There is no head rotation or movement with the helmet or the civilian head. The arms will go all the way up. We'll do a full 360, no bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, rotates at the elbow. No wrist articulation, no waist articulation, no ab articulation. You do have legs that will go way up. This one goes higher because the holster kind of blocks it. We'll go forward about that far. Will not go back at all. Single jointed knee, does rotate at the knee, and no ankle anything. So yeah, very standard basic articulation on these figures. I mean, what can you expect for like under $10? But overall, the paint application isn't bad. I'm actually surprised they went ahead and painted any white at all on the back. So that is a major plus. The paint details on the diamonds aren't too badly done. Let's see here, the saber-tooth print. I don't know if that's going to pick up on this camera. But it's on there. It's not too bad. It's not the best looking saber-tooth tiger, but it's there. So yeah, you do have that. And then setting that aside, we have Tommy next, the Green Ranger. And if you're wondering about this shield, it does come off. It's not a 2-clip piece like the original one, which I am so glad, because that thing can easily be lost. So yeah, and then if you wanted to, give me 1 second. Okay, you could take your Lightning Collection figure, Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, what have you, and you could just kind of slide on. It's actually not that bad looking on the Lightning Collection figure. It fits pretty well, actually. So if you just wanted an extra shield on a Ranger, it does sit rather loosely because there are no straps holding it down. But if you just wanted something for a display, that's how the shield looks on the Red Ranger, on a Lightning Collection figure. So yeah, not too bad, actually. Okay, so basically in order to auto flip his head, you do have to take off the shield. If not, it just kind of like does that. So to flip his head, you just kind of like go like so. But before we go into more details, this is the Tommy Green Ranger head sculpt. It is not in a ponytail, so it is like a free flowing style hair. I wish they would have did like a little, you know, green paint right there to kind of make it different from the white one. White one is different, but not very much. But we'll get into that in a little bit. You have the dragon symbol right there. That one's printed on very nicely. He comes with his dragon dagger in an all black plastic mold. So the details are there. They're just not very painted in. But the dragon symbol's there, the flute piece is right there, the little bar going across, buttons are molded in, not too bad. And for whatever reason, he comes with a power blaster as well, so you can also port that in there instead of the dragon dagger if that's what you so choose. And then here you have the helmet head sculpt, which doesn't have the red diamond. It has a gold diamond for whatever reason. So that's just something to note on that if that bothers you. But yes, it is gold instead of red. A little bit of a paint mark going on right there, but overall not too bad. Not going to complain. And if you want to see how he looks like so, there you go. So I mean, if anything, if you don't like this figure line as a whole, I guess just getting this figure in particular just for the shield alone makes a good, you know, $10 accessory, I guess. Because I've seen people try to 3D print these and ship them for like $10. So you might as well just get one that's already painted or whatnot. So yeah, that is the Green Ranger. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump into the Ranger Slayer, which was the surprise figure for me in this line. Most of all, I didn't know this line was coming out at all. It just kind of ran into it. I know these three were in the wave for sure, and I was always kind of wondering who the fourth was, and then I heard about Ninjor and I assumed he was going to be in this wave, but he ended up being an exclusive to the Walmart Comic-Con thing or whatever. And this figure just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And yes, this is technically the first official head sculpt for Ranger Slayer Kimberly that we have gotten ever. Bandai never made a figure, obviously. Hasbro, the Lightning Collection figure, didn't come with the civilian head sculpt. So this is the first civilian head sculpt, official one, that we got. And it's actually not too bad, actually. It's not perfect by any means. It's not like something you'd probably want to like rip off and put on your Lightning Collection figure. But the overall sculpting is there. It's definitely much better than Trini over here. But yeah, so not too bad. Short hair. You got the earrings going on. That's not painted in. Earrings along that side. Yeah, the hair sculpt is actually very nice. Then you have her helmet sculpt, which is your typical, Ranger Slayer helmet sculpt, which also looks very, very good. Yeah, good looking figure, good paint apps. This one obviously is of the Ranger Slayer, and if you're not familiar with the Ranger Slayer figure itself, it is from the Boom Studio Comics. This is a comic exclusive character in an alternate dimension where Tommy never stopped being evil and eventually betrayed Rita and took over the earth or the planet or whatever, and eventually corrupted Kimberly with this bow of darkness, which is basically this two swords of darkness combined in a manner of speaking, and that's how she becomes evil and joins his side, which by the way she does come with that right here. So it does look like, for whatever reason, if you wanted to, you could connect these right here and use this bow instead of the Wave 1 Kimberly bow for the Power Blaster, but I'll show that off later towards the end of the video. So yes, there we have Ranger Slayer. Okay, and next up we have another Tommy Oliver, which is basically, in my opinion, I think it is the same exact head sculpt, just a different hair sculpt. So the face is exactly the same. One doesn't have like an evil smirk or anything. One's not smiling. They're both very static face. This one's just in a ponytail instead of free flowing. He also, as well, for whatever reason, comes with a Power Blaster, just like Kimberly did as well. I forgot to mention that. They all come with an extra Power Blaster, which is fine. I think I lost one of them for the other one. So that one's there. Then he also comes with his signature weapon Saba, which is actually a pretty decent sculpt. Just needs some paint details, and it's actually not too bad. So you have the little tiger head right there, the little line details going across the hilt, the handle, the blade itself has some nice sculpting details into it. Not too bad actually. And of course he just holds it like so. And then to morph him, just like the Green Ranger, you just slide it over and morph like so, and he is now the White Ranger. Very good head sculpt, not too bad, or helmet sculpt rather, not too bad. So if you want to see what this looks like, this obviously also slides onto a Lightning Collection figure, and once again it actually fits very, very nicely. So I mean, this one's a little bit more loose than the Green Ranger one is, but overall, so this makes a good accessory as well. So if you wanted to like swap over some vests really quick, you can do that as well. So yeah. But one thing about this, they didn't paint in any of the diamonds details. I think on the original figure, I could be mistaken, I think the diamonds were gold. On this figure, for whatever reason, they decided to skip on that on this figure. Not too big of a deal, it doesn't bother me, but just something to point out. For whatever reason, they decided not to add any more paint details to this figure as they did with Tommy, since, you know, like so or whatever. I don't know, just something to point out. You know, I gotta point out the critiques. So yeah, same feature, you could just like that. So there is no need to reset. You can constantly do it, so it's not like the old one where you do it once and then you have to reset it manually. This one you just keep pressing it. Same for all the figures. And yeah, that is wave 2 of Hasbro's Retro Mighty Morphin figures. Now, as I said, if you have the entire wave of this 1 and 2, so you have the black from the first one, red from the first one. Let's see here. Come on, let go. Pink from the first one, and Billy from the first one. You can, as I mentioned earlier in this video, combine their weapons to make the Power Blaster, which I don't get their choices for paint in this line, or like plastic choices, because Kimberly, hers is in an all white plastic. Billy and Jason are in a, gray plastic. Zach is in an all black plastic, which, by the way, this does not slide, so it stays constantly in this mode. And then Trini, for whatever reason, is all yellow. Not sure what their choices were, but that's just something to note. So if you want, you could just take this part right here and the blade, or not the blade, the bow, port that in, and you just kind of go ahead and shove their weapons into there. I forget which ones go on the inside and the outside, but I'm sure you guys don't really care. You just want to see if they can combine, which they do. I know it's messed up. And just go ahead and port the sword right on top. They don't stay together very well, but they do go together like so, and that you form the power blaster. Now let's see if you can use Ranger Slayer's bow instead. So just take these, port that there, these, port that there, like so. Let's see if it fits now. Yes, it does fit. So for whatever reason, if you wanted to use Ranger Slayer bow in here, you can add that on top as well, and now you have a, well, Ranger Slayer bow version of this, which isn't too bad looking. Looks actually pretty cool. I might have had it backwards, who knows, but I'm sure you can put it in either way. But just note that they can combine. These shields do go with the Lightning Collection figures. They fit rather nicely, actually, so if you wanted to do that. But overall, that is wave 2 for this one. So as soon as Ninja comes in, I'll get my hands on that, hopefully sometime in the near future, and I can review that for you. I think that one's going to be the one to get out of this one, just so you can have a Ninja in your display. But yeah, until next time, guys, later.